Hello everyone. We are going to learn about the question like 2780, which is a minimum index of valid split. In this question, we have to find a dominant element and their occurrence. How we can find the dominant element? Dominant element means what? If the element occurrence is the more than the half of the array, right? So let's take example of this array, like 3 3 3 3, like there are 4 times 3 3 and 7 2 2, means the 3 3 comes more than the half of the length of the array, right? So we can consider 3 as a dominant element. So how we can find out the dominant element or the length, how many times the 3 occurs, how we can find that? So for that we use hash map. Okay, for that we use hash map. But the by the way, what the question is saying and what the question is asking for, we have to find the valid split. What is a valid split? Valid split means that there is an array, there is an like list or num, like array, and in this list we have to find minimum index of valid split. What is a valid split? Valid split means what? The left and right, there can be a possibility that left and right subarray contains the same element which is dominating. Means what? The left array, the dominant element still remains a dominant, and the right also, the dominant element still remains as a dominant element. Means what? See here, in a the left or right, the both the in the left also the dominant element is 3. So the in the left sub array, the dominant element is still remain as a dominant element, and the right also the 3, like which is the similar to the other element also, like a 3 3 comes 3 times, and 7 2 2 is other element. If we combine all the other element, it's also 3, which is similar. This also fine. So this means that the dominant element in the both the side is a 3. So this is the valid split. So we can say this is the valid split. So what if the array gets shifted, the left array shifted gets here, and the right is here, from here to here, right, and here to here is left. So let's count again. So now in the left side the dominant element is 3, right? But in the right side, now we now from here we can't say we can split here, because here the other element, if you combine all the other element, it's 3. But if you see the dominant elements, it's only 2, which is less than the other element. So we can't say this is the right valid split, right? So that is why we have to find out this thing. So for that, what I say, we require to find out the dominant element first, and what is the how many times it occurs. For that we use hash map, like and from the hash map we can find out the dominant element and max count. We will see further how we can count it and what will be the code of it. We will see in the Java. Okay, so as we see, try to split array in 2 parts. So as I explained similarly here also, first, and how we can split it. Here we gonna see the condition of it. So let's see. First of all, we have to maintain the left and right count. Left count means it will count how many times the dominant element occurs in a left subarray, and right count means how many times the dominant element occur in a right array. Okay, so take example, in a right array, if we start from the 0, means right count will be equal to the how many times the dominant element occur in a whole array. Let's take example. Okay, after that we can dry run this, but let's see the condition of it. Let's take example that, as we see here, left has only one element and the right has all the element. So as I said, if you see the condition, what is the condition of a left and right? the left say, the left count says that if the left count, left count means the how many times the dominant element occurs, right? So if the left count is greater than the length of half of the length, more than the half, means the left count into 2, means we have to find out the this is the array, just a moment, this is the array, and we have to find that the count, which is the count, is more than the half of the array. So more than means the dominant element should be more than the more times occurs than the half of the array, right? So similarly, we just assume that we gonna multiply by 2 and I plus 1. If it is 0, if the length is 0, we plus 1 it and it becomes 1. And if it is greater than 1, and how many times occurs, it occurs 1 time. If we multiply 2, it means it's greater than 1, right? So this is the valid one. And similarly here also, similarly here other element occurs 3 times, and the dominant element also occurs 3 times. So let's see. So if we multiply the right count, which is a 3, and multiply by 2 and greater than, what is the num size? Let's count the num size. Num size means the whole length of array, whole length, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, like it goes up to the 0 to 6. But the if you do length, like a dot length or a dot size, it will give you 7, right? So this is a 7 minus I. What is I? I is 0 and minus 1. As I said, it goes up to 7 minus 0 and minus 1. Minus 1, why? As I said, the length, the element goes from 0 to 6. 0 to 6 means how? The index of a first element is always 0. In a programming language, it starts from 0, 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? So it will go from up to 6. So that is why minus 1. And what is this 0 about? This is the current index, right? So we will get 6, right? Though if you do this, you will get what? It should be right, equal to, right? Yeah. Yeah, you will get, yeah, now you will get 6, and it's also here 6. So this is the valid. Now both the condition is satisfied. Then we can say this is the valid split. Let's see how we can do dry run. So similar array over here also, and we got, and the dominant element is 3, 4 times, and the max count of a dominant element is 4. Now from here we took a left count and the right count, which is the right count always be max count, right? So left count start from 0. In the index 1, as I said, on the index 1 we found the one element as a dominant element, so we just increase the left count and decrease the right count, right? And the left count, as we see the formula, as I said, as we see the condition is 1 into 2. 1 means the left count into 2, because why we are multiplying by 2? Because we want to find out the greater okay, greater of the length of half of the length. So that is why we are multiplying by 2, and we are checking that the dominant element is present the length of the what I'm saying, like the length of the dominant element is greater than the half of the length. So that is why we are doing plus 1. Why? This is just a hard code, that like it should be like I plus 1. Why? It's 0 plus 1, it becomes 1, then it should be it becomes 2, then it will this satisfy, right? So similarly here also, like as we see 3 into 2, and this should be 0, and it will give you return. If this both the condition get satisfied, we will just return one I. And similarly for the other condition, similarly for the other indexes, like if you see the index high, LC became left count became 2, right count became 2, but the condition, if you calculate the condition will not satisfy. So that is why the condition is not satisfied here count. So similarly for the other condition, if if the condition this also not get satisfied, we will just return the -1, and if it gets satisfied, we will return I. So how the code will look like? As I said, this is the function you will see on the leetcode, and we will use hash map. I am writing a code in Java, so the hash map the way the hash map gets right in the Java like this. Okay, so hash map integer. Why we are written integer? Because we want to store the key value pair. So integer frequency, I have given name frequency and created new hash map. Now in the beginning I have set dominant as a -1 and max count as a 0. So after that I run a loop to find out the maximum, to find out the dominant and the max count. So take the 1 element from the list and put it in a frequency, put it in a hash map, and check the condition that the current element that you are taking is dominant, means it's greater than the max count. Means let's take example, you will calculate max count is 0, and if the current element length, current element occurrence is more than the max count, assign it and consider the dominant element as a num. Okay, so next we found here dominant and max count. After that, as we discuss how the left count and right count will works. Similarly here, left count is equal to 0, right count will be max count, and the code where is code? Here is code for that. So we will start from 0 to num size and I plus plus, and if the element like current element is equal to the dominant element, we'll just left count is equal to plus plus and the right count is equal to minus minus. Okay, so left count becomes 1 and right count becomes is equal to 3. So here we just check that condition is satisfied. If it is gets satisfied, we will return 1. If not, this loop will run up to the num dot size. If we didn't find out the I, we will just return the -1. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for, I know this my explanation is little bad, but I'm trying to improve, but eventually I'll improve. And thank you so much.